Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Tally. If you're new to my channel, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a fitness blogger, I'm a YouTuber, and I'm kind of here to give you, hopefully, a healthy, balanced, sustainable approach to fitness and just generally my lifestyles. So today I want to talk to you guys about how I went from overtraining, macro obsessed, MyFitnessPal obsessed, calorie counting person to someone who goes with the flow, listens to their body, is very intuitive and practices mindful eating and intuitive eating. This is one of my most frequently asked questions on Instagram and Snapchat and everything. I think because we're all striving for that balance. Balance is this big buzzword and we're all striving for it. We're all trying to be healthy and happy, and there's so much conflicting advice out there about how to go about finding a balance, and I truly believe I found a balance. If you guys have seen already on social media, on YouTube, I launched the hashtag BestMe about 8 weeks ago now, and that was for me a bit of a turning point in my fitness journey. Up until that point, I'd kind of been going on okay, like I'd kind of been, you know, plodding along, but I felt frustrated and I felt like I wasn't making progress. You can go check out a video I made all about my reasons for starting BestMe, and I'll link that up here. So over the last 8 weeks, I've really been making a conscious effort to make some positive changes to my diet and training so that I feel my best. And the emphasis is on the feeling my best, not looking my best, not shredded, not this body fat percentage, feeling my best. And right now, I feel the best I've felt in a very long time. So now, after just kind of living this lifestyle that I really, really love, I want to talk to you about kind of my transformation from that calorie counting person to someone who does not do numbers whatsoever. So if you're new to my channel and you're relatively new to my kind of social media and stuff, you guys might not realise, but I have been sharing my fitness journey online for almost 4 years. It started out as like a hobby whilst I was at drama school, and that's where I discovered health and fitness. And one summer in particular, I got an iPhone and I started my Instagram account, and it was called Clean Fit Lifestyle. As you can tell by the username, I was obsessed with clean eating, fitness, and I always knew it was a lifestyle. It wasn't a diet, it was a lifestyle. But I was so focused on getting a six-pack. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be shredded, and I wanted to look like the girls on Instagram. So I set about doing what I saw the girls on Instagram doing. And at the time, it was all the rage to do macros, calorie counting, MyFitnessPal, do a lot of bodybuilder style workouts, and really eat clean. So that's what I did. I was gluten-free for 2 years. I religiously tracked macros for about 6 or 7 months. I'd say for almost 2 years. I was left with a difficult relationship with food. I still feared things like gluten. I still wanted to eat clean all the time, and it took me a while to like chill out. And I have to thank my boyfriend a lot for chilling me out. I also think it's just part of growing up and realising that there's so much more to life than things like calorie counting and macro counting. So at the beginning of my journey, I was team no days off, I was macro counting, I was clean eating, I was gluten free, because that's what I saw everyone online doing, and I just wanted to fit in. I wanted the six-pack that I saw everyone having, like abs, I feel like were all the rage, and I wanted to have them. And you know what, I got them, but I got them because I did things like went on holiday with my family, took some food scales and weighed out all my food whilst on holiday with my family one summer. I missed social occasions to go to the gym because I'd way rather go to the gym. Like for me, skipping the gym was not an option. I worked out 6 days a week on top of drama school, which is so physical. It's dancing every day, it's moving every day, and I had 2 part-time jobs. So goodness knows how I survived. And at the time of tracking macros and stuff, I would find macros hard. At the time, I was trying to eat more because there was a point where I got so tiny I wanted to gain weight. And I remember trying to eat more, and because I was desperately trying to hit these numbers, but by eating so super clean, I found it really hard to eat food, and I was often so ridiculously full at the end of the day because I was struggling to eat enough food through the ways that I would eat them. So it meant a lot of high volume eating, and it was really hard. I'm really fortunate that there was a point in my journey where there were good people around me and they kind of said, Tally, what are you doing? You don't need to be tracking your food every day. It's okay. You know how to eat healthily. You know what to do. And I trusted them. I deleted the app and I went on a journey for the last 3 years of getting to the point where I am now. And it did take 3 years for me to get to this point. It definitely did. There was so much stuff that happened in between. I've made mistakes. I've had good points. But we got here in the end. So now I don't count calories. I don't track macros. I don't weigh my food. I don't live out of Tupperware. I don't pre-prepare all my food. I'm very flexible. I have a very, I believe, sustainable approach for my lifestyle. I go out to eat a lot. I enjoy life. And I just trust myself to make good choices. I just feel so much happier and more comfortable in my skin that way. And when it comes to training as well, I've also relaxed a lot more. I really firmly believe in quality over quantity. But we're going to go into a lot more depth into how I got to this point that I am today. So when I embarked on this kind of new phase of my journey and did the whole best me thing about 2 months ago, it was because I really just wanted to put my health first. And that is one of the biggest things that changed this time around. Previously, when I'd done diets for photo shoots and things like that, my mind was all about what was I going to look like at the end of it. But my mindset has completely changed this time, and now I'm all about how am I going to feel, how healthy can I truly be, how energetic can I get, how strong can I be. And I know that when focusing on all those things, aesthetically, that will take care of itself. My body will show you on the outside how I'm nourishing it on the inside. And one of the other fundamental things is that this time my mindset changed because I did this for me to make me feel good in my skin, and I didn't do it for you. I didn't do it for Instagram, which I definitely did in the past. I think when I started out and I was documenting my fitness journey on Instagram for the first 12 months, if not first 2 years, it was really all about seeking approval and wanting to fit in and wanting to have abs like the girls on Instagram, wanting to have a bum like the girls on Instagram, wanting this figure that I didn't actually want myself. I just felt that that is what society, the fitness world society, thought I should look like. And so this time I've really changed because I'm doing it for me and for what I want. And another key part about this is that I got external help. I have a personal trainer for the first time. Jem is my personal trainer. You'll have seen him in previous vlogs. I've spoken about him before. He's fabulous. He's given me a really simple program. I do 3 workouts a week that are programmed by him, and I see him once a week, and it's just brilliant. I've loved training with him. There's no pressure to it. He's so chilled. It's lovely. I really love working with him. And when it came to my nutrition, I spoke to Rhiannon Lambert. She is Rhitrition on social media, and she has just been brilliant. She gave me some simple guidelines to follow. Once again, it's a really relaxed relationship. She's not like she's not checking up on me and constantly saying like, what have you been eating? Have you been eating the right thing? I love working with her. Once again, can't recommend her enough. So I wanted to tell you guys the 5 ways that I changed my approach to nutrition so that I could live a life without numbers and I could just eat food and enjoy food and not feel like I was constantly doing sums in my head. So here we go. Number 1, I broke out of my old habits. When I counted macros and followed nutrition plans in the past, I got into habits of eating at certain times, eating certain foods. For example, the big thing for me was every night, without fail, I had to have dessert. And dessert wouldn't be like a piece of chocolate. Dessert was a yogurt bowl, it was a pudding of some sort. It was like really substantial. And often I didn't need it because my activity levels were not measuring up. I just didn't need it. So on days when I was sedentary, when I wasn't even hungry in the evenings, if I'd been out to dinner but I hadn't had dessert, I would still come home and have dessert. So like for me, breaking the habit of a nightly yogurt bowl or a nightly dessert has been a big breakthrough. I do have a little something every night. I've still got a sweet tooth, I've still got to satisfy it, but often I do have like a piece or 2 of dark chocolate, some berries, a piece of fruit, something that may be a little bit sweet, but it's not a huge meal. It's not like an extra meal, which is what I was doing in the past. So rather than listening to my body and saying, am I hungry? I was looking at the time on the clock and being like, oh, it's dinner time. And if I wasn't hungry, I was still eating dinner as if I should, because that was how a plan had been laid out for me in the past, and I just got into this habit of eating meals at certain times despite not being hungry, despite not needing a lot of food. So that has been a big change for me. That really leads me on to point number 2. I have truly started listening to my hunger cues. Now, one thing I used to do in the past, and I think so many other people do this, the minute I felt a slight bit of hunger, I would be like, ugh, I'm gonna die, I need food right now, I'm gonna pass out, I will starve to death if I don't have a snack right now. But now, when I feel a little bit hungry, I have some water, I think about it, like, realistically, are you like gonna die faint on the floor hungry right now? No. You can wait a little bit longer, it's okay. Similarly, I used to constantly eat as soon as I got home from the gym. And now I'm more than happy to wait a little bit, like if I need to jump in the shower, do my thing, get changed, whatever. If it's an hour and a half later after the gym, I'll eat then. It's not a big deal. So once again, for me, learning to decipher between actual hunger, like truly being hungry, versus I'm a little bit peckish, I could eat a snack, which was me 24/7, has been a big deal. And I am like, I'd say pretty much every day there's a point where I'm like, oh, I am so hungry. And then when I do eat my meal, I enjoy it so much more because my body truly needs it. Number 3, I have truly started to watch my portions. Now, I should add into this little story about my transformation that growing up, I was actually quite overweight. And I was queen of dessert and seconds of dessert, maybe thirds of dessert, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I will have my bit of dessert, I will have my cake as they say, and I will eat it, I will enjoy it, but I will not go back for seconds. In theory, I won't go back for seconds. I am human, you know. And a huge thing that has stuck with me from my childhood was, Tally, you will finish your dinner and you will clear your plate. And that was something that was instilled in me as a kid. And I think so many of us have that at home, like it's a common thing. So I was always like, must finish my food. It's rude to not finish your dinner. You should always finish your meal. And now I'm understanding it's okay if you're full to leave your dinner. Like you guys saw in my last vlog, I was at Chipotle. They did give me a huge meal. I only ate half of it. Jack was in shock, but I was like, Jack, I'm a changed woman now. I listened to my body. I was full, I was done, I'd had enough. And I was really proud of myself for recognizing that, because often in the past, I would have just kept eating through. I would have kept going, and then felt like an absolute hippo walking home because I was so full and bloated. Tip number 4 is to really be mindful around your eating. So like I said before, when I'm eating, I am eating because I'm hungry, and then I'm really trying to enjoy my meal while I'm eating. So to enjoy my food, I sit down, I eat with a knife and fork, I try not to eat on the go. I really take each moment of, you know, breakfast, snacks and lunch and everything to sit down and enjoy my food, register that I'm eating it. I spoke to a fellow blogger called Megan, and she is all about gut health, and she said that we should try and chew our food 20 times before we swallow it. So sometimes I do sit and count my food 20 times, and often I get to about 15 chews and I'm like, I haven't got any more chews left. Who does this 20 times? But it's a really good way of making me slow down and enjoy my food, especially when I'm having like my favourite dinner of salmon, for example. Sometimes I eat it way too quickly because I love it so much. But then if I just slow down and give myself an extra 10 minutes to eat it, like the benefit is I get to enjoy my favourite food for so much longer, and actually the whole experience is way more pleasurable. And number 5 is to have no restriction, and this is where this comes into the whole flexible, sustainable thing. I was so adamant that if I felt that my training and approach to nutrition wasn't sustainable and was impacting my social life and my relationships, then I was not gonna commit. I was gonna go. I was gonna stop. But I have to say, this has been one of the most relaxed and chilled times I've had with food and exercise in a very long time, and therefore it's so sustainable. Like, I do enjoy my favourite treats. Once again, I enjoy everything in moderation. I'm watching my portions. I mean, it's the old saying, moderation, not deprivation, but you know, I'm really trying to just enjoy everything. So, for example, my favourite ice cream is by Jude's, and it's this like pecan ice cream, and it's so good. But they do mini tubs. I put it in a vlog actually. They do mini tubs, which are like, you know, the little individual portions, which are perfect because then I don't have to buy the huge tub, so I don't have to eat the huge tub because otherwise I would just sit there with a spoon. But instead now I can have my little tub when I want a treat and then I enjoy it. And by knowing that going out for dinner isn't gonna completely throw me off track, and by understanding that 80 to 90% of the time I'm consistent with all my other choices, when I do want to go out, have fun, have a drink, it's no big deal. So for me, that has been a really key part. It's just relaxing and understanding that I can have treats in moderation and it's not going to have this crazy detrimental effect where I'm going to pile on weight overnight, because it's just not true. So obviously this has been a whole lifestyle approach, so I wanted to talk to you guys about my training and my lifestyle changes too. So very quickly, so number one, for my training, I really stopped overtraining, and I once again listened to my body. It's a common theme of today. I listened to my body. And so every day I make the decision to decide if I'm going to train, and if so, what I'm going to train based on how I feel. Yes, like I said, I do have 3 workouts a week from Gem to do, and even this week I'm not going to do all my workouts. I decided to take a rest day today because I knew that by training today I really wasn't going to reap the benefits of it, so I decided to give it a miss. I'm training tomorrow, I trained yesterday, it's all good. I think social media gives us this pressure to feel like we should be working out 24/7, when in reality the rest days are just as important as your training, and you really should be aiming for at least 2 rest days a week. When we train, the cortisol levels in our body are risen. That's the stress hormone, and when you're stressed, that is when your body stores onto water and holds fat and just makes you feel a bit crap. So when we can reduce the cortisol levels, that is when you really start to feel great. You don't get bloated, you don't feel like you're holding loads of water, you just feel good and you feel relaxed. So by understanding that you need quality of training over quantity of training, I aim to train about 5 times a week, maybe 6 times, but in reality I've been training 4 times a week, and the weeks when I've been training about 4 times a week, my body has really responded, and that's when I feel fantastic. And obviously going hand in hand with the whole stress thing, the changes to my lifestyle have really been about getting sleep, not setting an alarm on the weekend. Once again, I feel like social media puts this huge pressure on us to be up super early, constantly be seizing the day, when sometimes if you've had a really busy working week, you need to relax and unwind and sleep. That's when the magic happens. Your body needs to rest and recover, and that is when you're going to reap the benefits from your training, because your body has a chance to almost like take on board all that you've thrown at it during your training sessions. And then it also gives you the energy to go and smash a workout. So please get your sleep in. And that goes hand in hand with the stress factors. So a thing I used to do in the past was I used to constantly fill my weekends with plans. I would get major FOMO if my diary wasn't filled with seeing friends and hanging out and doing this, and I was always putting pressure on Jack and I to have like dates on the weekend. But now we don't make plans on the weekend. People want to know, Tally, what are you doing on the weekend? I'm like, Jack and I are probably going to go and work out at unit, and then we're going to have brunch, and then I don't know what we're doing after that. We're just going to hang out. And not only has that reduced the stress in my life from a personal point of view, but my relationship with Jack has never been better. So I really strongly encourage you to look at the things that are making you stressful in your life and try and limit your commitments and choose to do things that you enjoy rather than things that make you stressed. So I really hope you have kind of enjoyed listening to me ramble on about the key changes I've made to my lifestyle. But I'm so passionate about sharing a healthy and sustainable approach to fitness that I think is actually probably a bit different to what is going on social media right now. You know, it is trendy to do preps, it is trendy to count calories, it is very trendy to do macros, but I want to say there's another way, and I really hope I'm living proof of that. I feel like I am. I feel so good right now. I've never been more confident and comfortable in my own skin, and it's honestly been down to just changing my mindset, eating and training for me, for myself, and listening to my body. So thank you so much for watching. If you did get anything from this video, let me know in the comments below, and let me know once again if you have any tips and tricks on how you found a healthy balance in your lifestyle, because I think we all can learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Bye. Mwah.